Hello, welcome. Here can we Oh no, the things they're broken. Stream Deck, why you fail me? There we go. Hello. Welcome. Mr. Failure. Stream over, no stream. Oh. Well, sorry, I guess that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. PUBG scheduled, I believe. So until then, there's a bit of short stream today. Sorry about that. It's okay. No, no. We have stream today. So, hello. Welcome. The plan for this stream is just chatting. We're gonna chill, chat, talk about guns because I know about guns, and I have some guns. Look at them. Look at them. They're so pretty. What I think of the guns you posted? Oh my goodness, they're so cursed of different levels. The most cursed ones are the real ones, like the French rifles, the ones with the bayonets that you could turn around and stow. Those ones that so cursed because it's true and it happened, makes it more cursed. Make them kith, make them kith rifles. Also, anything with the Picatinny carry handle is cursed. Wear heritage revolver. What? Look, you're not satisfied? Are you not satisfied? Are you not entertained? Hands too. What do you mean hands too pale? I'm a vampire. What do you want me? Do you want me to be like black? Hands too pale. My hands are very normal. Look at him. Look how normal my hands are, except for my like long slender man fingers. I'll have you know, I'm very tan for a vampire. And not only am I not pale, I'm tan for a vampire. So just throwing that out there. Nuh-uh. How many tan vampires do you know? Probably not a lot. Dio. Okay, well, Dio is a different story. It's very different. It's a different kind of vampire. Because he can go outside. My mom, I mean, coming from a vampire family, you she is a vampire. She also never goes outside. So there is that. Anyway, the guns on the table today, at the moment, we have got. What order do I start? So up here, we'll start up in a little corner. We've got the Altor, everyone's favorite funny gun with a snap cap in it. What is this off-brand John Wick 2 gun shopping? I'll have you know that none of these guns are sponsored, like they were in John Wick 2. So it's a pretty important difference that I am noticing. So the big sad. Any FN? I have Do I have an FN 503, which is probably the least exciting of all the FN guns. I got any Keltec guns? I do, right here. This right here is a Keltec. This right here is a Keltec RDB. Very nice. And you can HK slap it. Kinda. Ready? Very nice. Do you like my funny looking slap there? Yeah, so this is a Keltec right here. This is one of my favorite guns. It's very good. Bullpup 556. It ejects downwards through its little butthole right here. And it is ambidextrous, which is pretty cool. I currently have it set up with some Arasaka controls up here. Barricade stop and vertical grip. And magnifier red dot combo from the dollar store. Any shotguns? I do not have any Keltec shotguns. I mean, there's only two, and variants of them, the KS7 and the KSG. I would like to get them, both of them, at some point. But I do not have any right yet. Right yet. Good English. KSG was the only one Keltec had. The only time Keltec wasn't high on cocaine? Huh? Are we talking about the same KSG? The one with two magazine tubes? Because it's kind of a little crazy. It's a crazy I like, don't get me wrong. I do have a dual magazine tube shotgun, but it's not the KSG. Gel Tech shotgun ain't half bad compared to the other stuff KSG makes. No, the KSG is very good. Actually, most of the stuff KSG, man, now you got me calling them KSG. Most of the stuff Keltec. Do I have any knives? Yeah, but I don't collect them. I have knives just as tools, so I don't have any exciting ones. Like I've got, you know, see my everyday carry pocket knife. There it is. It's my everyday carry pocket knife. I need to sharpen it, but it is always with me in my pocket. Wear body pillow? I don't have a body pillow. The closest thing I have to a body pillow is like a long stuffed animal. Any Nerf guns? I do have some Nerf guns somewhere. They're in storage, but I have them. They exist for sure. I was pretty into Nerf guns at one point. Like I had one of the like there's like super sniper Nerf guns. One of the one of the bolt action like sniper Nerf guns. It had a super long barrel, which I don't know if that actually helped with Nerf projectiles, but it looked really cool. I also had like some other modded Nerf guns because I had decided that regular Nerf guns didn't shoot hard enough. And so I upgraded them with stronger springs and metal plates because the stronger springs broke the plastic inside. So I have some just gnarly. Wow, did not think I'd use that word ever. I've got some gnarly Nerf guns somewhere with just springs that are way too powerful. Best Nerf gun mod you've seen with someone duct taping a katana as a bayonet. What? You want me to? Haha, hee hee hee. Look at the fun Nerf war. Hee hee hee. Oh no, Billy's been decapitated by the katana mod. Is that what you want? Is that what you want here? I have I have the more shall we say acceptable Nerf gun mods. Although people did complain about them because they're little little babies. When the Japanese DNA kicks in, bonsai, bonsai, like the little mini trees. I tried that at one point too. I tried doing bonsai tree. Oh my goodness, it is so difficult. You have no idea. War crime bonsai. No, the trees, the trees. I did not try the war crime bonsai. I I tried the little mini tree. I tried it twice. Both of them died because apparently I can't take care of a tree. The problem with bonsai trees is they're in like super like shallow dishes, which is why they're short and small because the roots can't go very deep, and so the tree can't grow very tall because the roots tell the tree, "Hey, I'm dying down here. Don't get too big or we will all die." And so that's how a bonsai tree works. But since it has such little roots, it's hard to keep alive because you need to water it just the right amount and you need to like prune it and stuff just the right amount or it will die, which they, as far as I can tell, they do every time because I could not keep my bonsai trees alive. Pet gun, gun pet. Oh, I never finished introducing my guns. I only got to two of them. So, this other rifle here. This is Brownell's. Wow, I made an earthquake. I need a better camera mount so that there's no earthquake every time I touch my desk. So this is the Brownell's BRN 180. Very fun, very smooth gun that I like very much. This is an 18.5 inch barrel, 5.56. In 1911 didn't survive World War II in the Pacific just to have an anime girl for a grip and Rem as trash waifu? How dare you? And this is exactly what the 1911 lived for. Do you think the 1911 went through all of that work to destroy the warmongering Japanese culture of the 18th and 19th centuries and build this new culture of anime to have it not put on it? Come on, the 1911 didn't do that much work for me to just disrespect his contribution to anime like that. Yeah, what do you think of that? How do you feel about that? The Empire of Japan was pretty based. Yeah, I mean, they were. They kind of like the Mongols were based. Old Japan did some wild stuff, let me tell you. Or you can just look it up. That'd probably be easier and more factually correct because I know the basics, not any of the specifics. But yes, I see you have noticed the waifu 11 Rem and RAM because if you're gonna have someone on each side, it's got to be a matching pair. So there's my waifu 11. RAM even worse. What? You can't have RAM without RAM. Perfect pair. Oh, got the hiccups. It better not be my everyday carry. And what if it is? And what if it is? I open carry every day, just so people know. No, I don't. I don't open carry. I it sounds cringe to say it, but like in public, I try to be as much of a gray man as possible. Which when someone's like, "Yeah, I'm a gray man," gotta have the gray man vibe. Like, it's cringe. It's cringe, but like that's what I am. People don't know I carry guns. Unless you actually know me in real life, you don't even know I'm into guns. It's fantastic. I'm not trying to get robbed. It's better to keep it that way. Yeah. I mean, I have considered, like, toyed with the idea of open carrying just all the time because I want other people to open carry. I want other people to open carry so that people get used to the ideas that there can be guns around them and they're not scary. But I want other people to do it, not me. I don't want to do it. If you're gonna open carry, go loud and proud. Get an RPG and M249 saw. Well, I don't want to carry around a massive load. I already have one of those I carry around all the time. Um, I'm sorry. That was the cringest joke I've made all week. But got no cake. How dare? How dare? I have a very average cake. But if I was to open carry, I don't know what it would be. Astolfo has more cake. Astolfo has so much cake. What it's like this. That's like saying I don't have as much cake as Kim Kardashian. Like, obviously, clearly. Come on now, come on now. Don't set the bar so high and then act like it's significant to be below it. This guy, man. I should make an Astolfo gun just for the memes. I don't know what gun I would do that to. I do. I don't know if I have any guns I hate that much or love that much. All right, last gun to introduce. This right here. This masterpiece. One of my one of my crown jewels of my collection. And this is a Boberg. The Boberg XR9. This is a bullpup pistol. You put the bullets in backwards. You got to go take care. All right. Thanks for stopping by. And good luck with whatever you're doing. Sleep well. I don't know what you're off to do. Good luck in your endeavors. That's how I'll say it. Good luck in your endeavors. All right. So that is an introduction of all my guns. You like the hand sweep? An introduction. So there. But I guess how long? How long have I been chatting? Streaming for half an hour. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream today. Probably not as long. Partly because I started late. Partly because I have to wake up earlier in the morning. And I'm yawning already. I'm a little sweepy, a little eepy. But I found a video that I want to watch and judge. We're gonna be a React Andy today. So
All right.
so we've got this video here. Uh must have AR-15 upgrades under $100. I expect this video has over 500,000 views, and I expect to disagree with everything. Like, must have AR-15 upgrades under $100. Foregrip. That's it. That's the must have under $100 upgrade. Foregrip. Controls, whatever controls. You can do a hand stop, barricade stop, I don't care. Maybe if you got a super budget optic. Who knows?
Party people. So it doesn't matter if your AR-15 is a poverty pony like this one, or something a little more higher end like this one. There's always room for improvement,
Quantum.
or there's always
He's got the coupling mags. I take it back.
something that you can upgrade
Coupling
on
mags.
just to make them
That's
a
an
little
upgrade.
bit better and to make them fit you as a shooter a little bit better as well. You know, over these
Oh, I like that lower. I think it's like one of the 80% ones. You can see the machining marks. I think those look so cool. They're very vibey.
past 7 or 8 years of owning AR-15s, I've tried a ton of different upgrades for my AR-15s. I've tried the stuff that people think is
What on earth is going on here? It's got brace, a little baby foregrip slash hand stop. I'm not sure what that is classified as. Angstat arms, 9mm pistol. The wild skeletonized grip. The very nice flat trigger with a little doodad on it that makes it funny and bumpy.
stupid, and I've tried stuff that people don't think is stupid. I've tried to whittle it down to things that make it worthwhile upgrading, things that actually matter in your AR-15. And in today's video, we're gonna be covering the top 13 or 14, I haven't decided yet, AR-15 upgrades that can be had for less than one Benjamin Franklin. So welcome back, party people. Hope you guys are doing awesome. So as we're going through the video today, if you see anything that you want to pick up for yourself or find ways not to pay full price for it, I will include a parts list for everything that we're talking about in this video.
Not paying full price for things? That's my favorite.
In the description, and I'll also pin it down in the comments section for you as well. So I don't want to waste any time today. Let's just jump into it. Now, the first upgrade is probably the most exciting one because you can either buy it or you can do it for free. Now, if you have a
this is 1 month. This video is 1 month old. So 500,000 views in a month for a parts list? That's pretty impressive. I'll give it to him. Whether or not we haven't gotten to the first part yet, but whether or not they're good recommendations, we will see.
Cheaper bolt carrier group or a bolt carrier group that doesn't have much of a reputation, you don't have to replace the entire bolt carrier group to get really good life out of it. You can replace just a couple of things and you will actually get a lot of life out of it and make
don't replace anything
reliable
if you don't need to.
For example, two of the most common failure points on an AR-15 is going to be in the bolt carrier group. More specifically, your cam.
I'm pretty sure, didn't Eugene Stoner design the gas tube to be the main fail point of an AR-15? Fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure that's the gas tube is supposed to be.
Cam pin and your extractor. A lot of gunsmiths have noted that
okay, extractors, yeah, for
wears
sure.
out the cam pin the fastest is when you take it apart to clean it, you actually spin the cam pin in different directions every time you reassemble it, and that can cause premature breakage of the cam pin. One of the ways you can address that is to buy a new cam pin that has an indexing point on there, so that way whenever you reassemble it, you always face that indexing point.
You can buy a cam pin for like
and then
$7. It doesn't matter if it breaks.
In your bolt carrier group. However, there is a free way to do this. Simply get yourself a staking punch, and a hammer, and mark the cam pin that you currently have. It's actually really easy to do. You just put the cam pin into a vise, whack it
Okay.
1 or 2 good times, and
That makes
it's
sense.
marked. And
That's
now you
super
have an
easy
indexing point, so you always
and
know
doesn't
which
cost any
direction
money.
to face it. This is something
Assuming
I'm
you have
started
tools.
to do recently on
Basic
all of
tools.
my bolts, especially when they're new from the factory. By the way, if you could do me a quick favor and just hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications. When you hit the subscribe button, it trips the algorithm to recommend these videos so that more people can see it. And if that's
Be
not
sure to
enough
like and subscribe,
reason
guys.
to
Like and
shove it
subscribe.
in the face of
Smash that
anti-gunners,
follow
I
button.
don't know what is.
Turn
Now, the
on
second upgrade
notifications.
you could do to your current bolt carrier group, if you have a more affordable one, is you can simply buy a higher end bolt. There's a bunch of them that are available that are made of really good Carpenter 158 tool steel and have really good extractors on them. A couple off the top of my head, I know that Sons of Liberty Gunworks makes a really good bolt that's way less than $100. And then I know that Daniel Defense also makes a really good bolt that's less than $100. Now, if you find yourself that already having a really good bolt, but maybe you're having some extraction issues, you can always upgrade the extractor with an extractor kit from BCM. They have really high powered springs and they just take a lot of care into making them stronger and more reliable. Those can be had for like 30 bucks.
Yeah, so
or
we're just
something
we're
like
just
that. But
upgrading
honestly, like if you had a decent
parts of the
bolt carrier
gun
group
right
and
now.
you just wanted to ensure the life of it, you can simply just do the cam pin and upgrade your
Yeah,
extractor.
the cam pin
life of this thing
staking,
will last a heck of a lot longer. Now, the next place
I'm
to
not
think
sure if it
about when you
actually
wanna do an
matters,
upgrade on your AR-15,
but it doesn't
if you're
hurt.
still running a mil-spec trigger and you love it, then fine, you don't need to worry about this. But a lot of us
Trigger.
don't really care for the mil-spec trigger, especially if you're a civilian and you're not on any type of duty use. I know a lot of duty weapons don't come with upgraded triggers just because of insurance purposes. I know that a lot of people say you can't buy skill set, and I totally agree with that. But changing the trigger will dramatically improve your shooting. Don't get me wrong, practicing your fundamentals is always important, so don't ever skip that. But if you already have good trigger discipline and good fundamentals, it just takes you to the next level. A couple of my favorite triggers that cost less than $100 are number one, the Palmetto State Armory drop-in trigger. It's not the best drop-in trigger ever.
The
It's
Palmetto
not the
State
worst.
drop-in.
It pulls really good at
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
3.5 pounds.
They look a
And
little
it's
weird.
definitely the easiest to install of the triggers that we're going to be talking about.
They
I've had one
I don't like
for
how they
over a
look.
year. I've ran it. I've
Like
had
they've got the
zero
flat
issues
front,
with it,
but
and
they've
I
got
love- and it's
they've
heck
got
of
a
lot
funny
nicer
thing
to
going
shoot
coming off the back.
than mil-spec.
I don't know why.
Those come in around the $99 mark, and so if you want to go even cheaper, favorite trigger to get is the Hyperfire EDT triggers. They're essentially mil-spec plus triggers that pull it around the 4.5 pound mark. They're not as light as the PSA drop-in trigger, but the good thing about them is you can still shoot them really fast. Those typically cost around $30 to $40, just kind of depending on where you pick them up. I'll make sure to have links to them over at the parts list. But
that's
if you
probably about
can't
as much
afford
as
that and you
a
wanna go
mil-spec
even
trigger.
cheaper, I highly recommend a set of JP springs for your mil-spec setup.
Just
This
upgrade
set
the
of JP
springs.
Springs will take your trigger pull from about 6.5, 7 pounds down to
I
about
mean,
4.5
I haven't done it.
pounds very
I cannot
easily, and
judge
it's a very
whether or not
cost-effective trigger
that
upgrade.
actually makes
now,
a
the
difference.
next upgrade is usually the one that I change first whenever I pick up a new rifle if it doesn't come with the right one, and that is going to be the grip. I changed this out primarily because a lot of the guns that I get come with either the wrong angle of the
I
grip,
guess so.
or they come with the wrong
A lot of things
texture,
come with
or they
a lot of guns come with
without
that
the beaver
like
tail. So if you're new to
A2
AR-15
grip.
grips, they come in different angles, different textures, and then some have a beaver tail, like this one from LWRC, and some don't. For me, I prefer one with a beaver tail, so it pushes my hand a little bit further back because you can see my index finger is already starting to touch the front of this trigger guard. Whereas
Yeah, I do kind of like
it doesn't have a
longer.
beaver tail, and when it's this far forward, you can see how far past
Yeah,
the
I've
trigger
got
guard my
very
finger sits.
long
And
long
sometimes when
slender
you're
man
coming,
fingers.
from low ready and
So I
shooting,
like
your
a
finger
long
will
length
get
of
caught
pull.
on it. So you can choose to get a beaver tail or no beaver tail, and you can choose to
I
get
have
different
never
textures and stuff like
had
that.
my finger
Currently,
get
my
caught
favorite
on the
grip
gun.
is the B5 systems. I'll
But
have a link
here.
over the
Here, can I show this? Let's see. Let's do this one because we're talking about ARs here. So, ooh, I can't show it very well. I'm running into my wall. We can kind of see it. So like, my finger reaches way out here, way out like halfway up the mag. I can hit the G3 magazine button with my finger. So like when I'm pulling it all the way back, it's a long ways to go. And then like my first knuckle is ending on the trigger. So like I always have to like do funny things with my hand to like get my finger back. Also, sad day. I can't put one of the beaver tail ones on this gun because, well, it's shaped differently back there. You can see it's all angular in there. How's the Altor? It is doing so well. It is vibing, which is what the Altor is for. It's for the vibe. How you doing, Destructy? Welcome. We're judging this guy's must-have AR-15 upgrades. Show it. Show the Altor. You got the Altor? There you go. There's the Altor. Still with Snapcap. Snapcap. Why a Snapcap? Oh, I just like it. I like it. Look, it's pretty in blue. And that's where it lives now, I guess. There it is. There's the Altor. I still haven't had the opportunity to actually like take it out shooting. So I don't know how it shoots. I still expect not very well. But we'll see. Is that a wannabe liberator? What do you mean a wannabe liberator? The Altor has far surpassed the Liberator. The Altor will work for at least twice as many rounds. The two-tone? This? A Liberator? How dare you? How dare you? This is a Boberg XR9. Not a lot of people know what that is. What's on that grip? This one? Rem. So this XR9. Here, let's just show what's fun about it. I need some snap caps for this. Where did my snap caps go? I know where one of them is. The Waifu 11. It is the Waifu 11. So this magazine. Here, hold on. This is a 9mm 1911, so we can use this magazine as an example. String bean? What do you mean string bean arm? Look at that arm. It is a very average arm of somebody who works out sometimes and not as often as they should. So, regular magazine, obviously. Load the bullet with the primer facing the back of the magazine, obviously. The Boberg, however, you load it with the primer facing backwards. And that's how you're supposed to do it. And then, during the cycling of this gun, there's a little claw that grabs onto the rim of this cartridge, pulls it backwards, raises it up on a little elevator, and then pushes it forward into the barrel because we're extra here. So, yeah, let's see first if we can get you focus up here. Come on. Come on. There we go. So let's see if I can do this slowly enough. Well, not very slow. So there it is. You can see it kind of at the bottom of the elevator. And then it lifts up and then pushes forward into the barrel. And does that repeatedly. Which is just the best. Also, Bright Star. This is my waifu 11, the waifu 1911. It is empty. The waifu 1911, Rem and Ram. Because if you're gonna put two waifus on a gun, it's gotta be a matching pair. And come on, come on, it's clearly the best waifu pair. So that is my waifu 11. You will every now and then see it floating around the internet in pictures and stuff, which is just the best. I'm basically internet famous. Roxy, best girl. Roxy, we've been over this. We have been over this. Roxy is not part of a waifu duo. She's a solo standalone waifu. Rem and Ram, they're a duo. They're sisters. And that's why they fit perfectly on each side of a gun. So there. Wait, hold on. There it is. Alright, back to judging this guy's must-have AR-15 upgrades. You need to download more integrated REM and RAM. Download more REM. I need to download more REM into my sleep schedule. More RAM in my computer. Where's the Heritage 16? Man, that is in high demand, isn't it? It is locked up currently. And loud to get to.
Parts list. I don't remember the actual name of it, but I like the B5 systems that has the beaver tail. They also make them without the beaver tail, as you can see on this guy. They're only like 20 bucks, and they have really good grip texture, and they have the right angle for me. So when I'm shooting, I don't get my wrist tweaked in the wrong way.
I'm not very picky about the grips on guns.
Anyone, but I'll just
like as long as it's not just smooth, it's fine.
For you. Favorite is the B5 systems. Love it to death. It's affordable and you can't go wrong with it. Very similar to the B5 systems. My next favorite is the Bravo company.
Thank you for
grip.
the lurk.
This one
I don't know how to pronounce the second part of your name, but hello. Thank you for the lurk. Well, I'm gonna try it. Lord Klein Aroma. Thank you for the lurk. There we go.
In it, whereas the B5
I'm gonna struggle with that every time I see your name, just so you know.
The same thing. You can get these with or without the beaver tail. They have really good texturing and they have a really good angle on them. My next favorite is going to be the Magpul K2s. They have the Mo and the Mo Plus. I think the Mo Plus is rubberized and the Mo isn't. I like them non-rubberized. I used to love the rubberized ones years ago, but over the years, as you shoot the rubberized grips,
the grips on guns,
because the oil
I purely buy them for aesthetics.
I used to love rubberized grips, not so much anymore. Which
because
leads me to my next favorite grip, which is the Hogue grips. The Hogue grips are the most
I changed my mind.
ever, and it's like
not all of them are fine. Hogue grips
but the downside to most of them is
are not good. I don't like them.
Over time, the oils of your hands seep into them and they just get slippery. Something else I like to swap out on most of my guns
my
is
problem is not that they get slippery. It's that they get this like horrible, like tacky feeling as they age.
Is going to depend on what kind of butt stock.
Like when they're new, they're fine, but you don't have very much use out of it before it stops being nice.
Levels on it and stuff like that, so you can shoot long range. But for me, just for a standard dual-purpose AR-15, I look for something that has a decent cheek weld. I look for something that has QD points on the rear of it right here. And I look for something that's easy for me to adjust. And I look for something that's lightweight. One of my favorites is the B5 Systems SOPMOD stocks. They're not the tightest lockup on them.
I do like SOPMOD stocks.
But they do have a QD point in the back. They're very easy
Definitely
to
not just because
latch
SOPMOD
and they just feel
is
really
adorable
good,
from Girls Frontline.
Now,
that's definitely not why.
All time is the Bravo Company Gunfighter stock. This whole bottom section here is a compression so that you...
Wait, hold on. AR-15 upgrades under $100. There's no way. There's no way that's under $100. Right? Right? I need a smaller keyboard. Oh, these are cheaper than I thought they were, actually. I thought these were one of the expensive stocks. But I guess if you buy it with the buffer tube, it gets more expensive for some well, way more expensive for some reason. If you buy just the stock, they're like $70. If you buy the stock kit with the buffer tube, then it goes up to like almost 200 for some reason. It's a little, that's okay. Weird. All right, back to judging this
You can
guy.
extend it. It's not that easy to really crank in there and get it out. But I like about it, it's got a way better lockup than the B5 systems. It's also lightweight, and it also has QD points at the back as well as the little slits for your sling if you're running one. Now, one stock that I've really been geeking out on lately
I do need to start
is I
getting
recently
slings.
acquired
I need
an
slings for my
LWRC
guns.
DI gun, and their stock on here is incredibly tiny.
An
And it's a
LWR,
little bit wobbly,
those
but
are
this thing
expensive.
is incredibly short. And something that I noticed about it is, number one, it's probably the lightest weight stock that I own right now. Number two, it has that easy lock.
I don't know how
move it
much
backwards
just the
and
stocks
forwards.
cost.
Three, you still have the QD points.
But
what I noticed about this stock that
the
makes
whole
it
rifles are
different
expensive.
from all the others that you just looked at is when this is in a fully closed position, it makes the overall length of this gun the same as some of my 13.9 and 14.5 pin and welded rifles, and this is a 16-inch rifle. I mean, look at that difference. The LWRC is a full 16-inch barrel with a flash hider, and the other one is my Blackout Defense, and I don't remember if it's 13.9 or 14.5.
I'm pretty sure that's because it also has a shorter buffer tube.
Really impresses me. So I'm going to look into these stocks a little bit
That's
more
not
here
just
in the
the stock.
future.
It has a shorter buffer
I want
tube.
to try to take one of these and put it
Hold
on some
on.
different guns and see how I feel
You're
about it. But
you're
first
giving it
impressions
more
of
credit than it's
so
due.
far are really good. Now, one
It's
of
not
my
like
next favorite
it's not like a
stocks is the
Doctor Who
Magpul
stock
SL
where
stocks.
there's just extra
I like
space
them
for the
because
buffer
they're
tube
also
in there.
Small and lightweight. They don't rattle. They fit really snug. They also got the QD point. And the only gripe that I have about these is you can't just grab like this to pull it back. You have to grab.
These
on
are
the
super
side.
standard stocks.
There's one on
This is
either
what
side
a lot of
this
guns come
to
with.
pull
That's
it
not an
back like
upgrade.
that. Now that's
That's just the
con.
basic
If you're
stock.
traveling around in military vehicles, bouncing around, you don't want that button getting hit and getting pulled. Maybe that's a good thing for you. But for me, if a gun comes with it, I'm not worried about changing it. It's not my first pick, but it is a really good stock. Now let's talk about foregrips. I like two types of foregrips for me. This one here is a Magpul angled foregrip.
If this guy says
I used to like
the
metal
little
foregrips back in the
bipod
day, but I
pod
found
grip
as you start running the guns
nonsense,
and getting them beat up,
those
a
are the
bit,
worst.
if a rock
Ew,
or something
gross.
hits those metal foregrips and it causes them to gash, they're gonna cut you. So I've gone back to all polymer for my foregrips. I like these angled ones because they're very
Metal
ergonomic
ones
on your hands.
look better.
You can wrap your finger around the front.
Better vibe.
or you
Better
can put
vibe on
these
the metal
against
ones.
wall and use them as a standoff when you're shooting. I like these a lot, but sometimes if you don't grab them just right, your hand can slip back. And so my favorite one is this guy here. I think it's the BCM short vertical foregrip, but it has a slight angle to it. You flip it
I do
around
have
like
one of
that.
those.
And what I
The
like
Bravo
about
company.
it is when you're out shooting and you can really just pull this thing into you. You can also use it as a standoff.
Those are
like
pretty
against the
good
wall or
grips.
something like that.
And they cost
you
like
get
$10,
zero slippage.
which is
this one just feels the most
very,
secure. They're only like $20 or
very
something
big
like
positive.
That. But I prefer these over the others, but I do like the angled ones as well. It just kind of depends on the gun and how
Yeah,
I'm feeling
I do
that
prefer
day, but for
smaller
my
grips.
purposes, they work
You can
great.
see I've
But
got
the biggest
just a little
benefit
tiny
to having
hand
these
step
type
on
of
that
vertical
one.
foregrip or angled foregrip.
And then this short Arasaka vertical grip on that one.
On the internet. So the way I stand on bolt catches, I usually don't worry about upgrading it. I'll just use the mil-spec bolt catch.
Bolt
it's not
catch.
a big deal. I know how to use it. It's fine.
Who cares?
If the gun comes with a better one, that's even better. However, a lot of people tend to like the Magpul bad levers. There's also a similar one from a company called Phase
Oh,
5
I hate
Magpul.
those. They're
Personally,
so
for me,
ugly.
I have a bad lever. I just don't know where it is. Otherwise, I'd show it to you. I don't like them. I don't like something else in my trigger guard. And the way that I manipulate it is you kind of push it to release the bolt, you pull it up.
Besides just being ugly, it just there's stuff in your trigger guard.
How my index finger already extends pretty far across here. And so I found myself when I was coming in to get the trigger, I just kept hitting the bad lever. And so therefore I took it off and I don't use them anymore. But a lot of people do like them. I just don't happen to be one of those people that can run really good with them. And the other downside about them is they don't really provide much benefit for left-handed shooters. they mainly just make doing reloads for a right-handed shooter a lot easier. However, recently I've been playing with two ambidextrous guns. One of them is this guy from
Yeah,
X2
if you
Development
have
Group. I'll have a
the
review
full,
coming
the
out on this
full
one in
like
the near future. This
ambidextrous
one has
lower,
ambi
like
bolt
from
lock,
LWRC or something,
as well as
those are pretty
bolt
cool.
release. The LWRC also
Yeah, that one.
ambi bolt
Hey,
lock
that one.
and ambi bolt release. And then I got a couple of other guns that have bolt release only. One of the reasons why you don't see bolt lock and release on a lot of guns that are affordable is because there's a patent on it, and
'Cause
only
it's expensive.
certain companies have enough money to spend to license that patent, which is why their guns cost more.
Also, you have to change
there
how
is
all
a
your
very
machine's a
affordable
machine.
solution if you want a complete bolt lock and release on your non-ambidextrous.
Wait, I know the cheap, easy solution. It's a Dremel. You Dremel your lower. Don't do that. Don't try to Dremel your lower to be ambidextrous. It's a bad idea.
Lower, and that's called the PDQ bolt release. Now, the downside to this one is you either need to pay someone to install it for you, or you need to know what you're doing with a Dremel and a file in order to.
Wait, no. That was actually. Uh, wait, I didn't think that would actually be the answer. Don't Dremel your guns. Wait, that was a bit. That was a joke. Wait, don't do that. This is dumb. Don't Dremel your gun to make it ambidextrous. There was a joke. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that was the actual answer. Oh, that's just that's the best and the worst thing. It's the best that that was my bit and he said it seriously. And it's bad because don't do this. Don't tell the ATF. I mean, as long as you're not doing anything like, illegal, you don't have to tell them. Although if you are doing something illegal, it would probably not be in your best interest to tell them either. Don't, easy solution, guys. Don't do illegal things. I figured it out. Figured it out, guys.
To install it, but they're only like $50, and it will completely transform your lower into a fully ambi bolt lock and bolt release. But I will say this, if you can swing it on getting a fully ambi gun, it does make the biggest difference in the world, and let me show you why.
Yeah,
Now,
the
moving on to
ambidextrous
another
guns
touch
are good
point,
for
this
reloads.
is another area of the gun that I always tend to upgrade if the rifle doesn't already include it, and that's going to be an ambidextrous safety selector that I can change to be either 90 degrees or 45 degrees. Now, for years, I never upgraded my safeties, really. I tried one from Strike Industries in like 2017. I didn't like it, and so I just didn't even worry about it. However, I got a gun a few years ago from
I don't
Patrick
have any
Firearms, and it
problems with
came the Radiant
standard safety.
ambidextrous safety selectors on it. And after I shot it, I realized what I was missing. Now, with that said, there are a couple of things you really need to be mindful of when you're choosing an ambidextrous safety, because that'll be the difference between you having a good experience and a not so good experience in regards to how easy and fun it is to shoot with. Number one, you want the offhand side of the safety to always be a little bit shorter than the primary hand side, and you want to be able to reverse those in case you're
Otherwise it will run into your finger.
Is you want to have no interference of that safety hitting your trigger finger. I recently did a review.
That looks like it is hitting his trigger
rifle,
finger.
I believe the DDM4 version 7 a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't like their safeties because although
I hate their safeties so much.
Same length, and I ended up having to remove one of the sides in order to just be able to come up and shoot it, like so. And so what I like about these guys right here is, number one, when they're 45 degrees and ambidextrous, not only can you just come up real fast, pull the trigger, and defeat the safety at the exact same time, but when you go to
defeat the safety, I like that.
I
I like the wording of that.
If you look at this footage here,
defeat the safety.
Shooting, I have to pull my hand up all the way like this in order to re-engage the safety. Whereas with an ambi safety, I can simply be bang, bang, bang. I can just pull up my index finger and I'm on safe again. It's just less movement and it's just a lot easier and faster to shoot with. Currently, my two
It's just
favorite
different. It's
ambidextrous
not less
safeties
movement.
are going
It's
to
just
be the
movement
ones
with a
from
different side
Radiant
of your
and
hand,
the ones from Blackout Defense. Both of
which
them,
like
I would say, are about
preference,
equal to
whatever.
one
But
another, and both of them are around the
it's
same
not a big
price.
deal.
However, the Blackout Defense you can get in more colors than you can for the Radiant, so that's always fun. And speaking of Radiant and Blackout
More
Defense,
colors is
next part that
always
I
a good selling
typically
point.
upgrade if the gun
I
needs
want
it
it in
is
funny
a
colors.
larger ambidextrous charging handle. And the primary reason for that is optics. There's nothing wrong with these basic charging handles. They do their job, and they do their job very effectively. However, when you start putting optics on guns, especially scopes,
Yeah, I do.
and
That
they don't have the
is
chest
one
eye
of the
relief, you have
big
to scoot them
things.
back a little bit, you'll find yourself
Range time. It's one of the big things. It's a big takeaway from the AR platform, AR-15, AR-10 platform for me is the charging handle. I don't like it. It's awful. Ew. Why would you put it there? Put it on the side like every other gun. Also, if you suppress it or you're just running your gun a little spicy, you get those explosion gases into your eyeball. And I have sensitive little baby eyes. So I don't like it. Okay, rant over.
searching
Back to
for these
video.
charging handles when you're trying to, charge it. And sometimes you hit your knuckles on the scope or on the throw lever, whatever the case is. And so that's why I always prefer a bigger ambidextrous charging handle. Currently, I have three favorites. The first favorite is Radian. I mean, they're well known for their ambidextrous charging handles. I like them a lot, and I've never had one fail on me or anything like that. My second favorite is also from Blackout Defense. It's definitely worth the money. It's less than $100. I forget exactly what the price is. I think they're close to 100, but man, you get really robust handles. It's got really robust pins in there because tiny roll pins on these mil-spec versions
So, yeah,
are
I'll
a
agree
very
with him.
common failure point.
Extended
So having robust pins is
extended
something
charging
else
handles
important. However, there is another charging handle
are good
I've recently
upgrades.
started using, and I'm kind of digging it. This one is called the Jackal from X2 Dev Group. I have one on the X2 Dev gun that I have right here, and then I have one on a build that I'm doing in a video series that we have coming in the near future. Now, the X2 Dev Group version is different than both the Radian and different from the Blackout Defense, and that's going to be based on where the hinge points is. Essentially, what X2 Dev Group noticed, if any of these other charging handles get caught on gear or straps or they hit a ledge, it can unlock the bolt. So they put the hinge on the outside of the charging handle instead of on the inside. And what this does is it allows the charging handle, if it gets hit with something, not to budge. But if you want to disable it, you just put your hand in there and pull it back, and you're good to go.
What?
I thought that was very fascinating. I don't have a lot of experience with these charging handles yet. It's just
Seems a
something
little
I just
weird.
started playing with, and so I thought I'd mention it to you guys, but I will include links to all of
I
these.
obviously don't have any experience with it.
Now
It
let's
just
talk about
seems a little
muzzle
odd.
devices. Now, muzzle devices, tons of people are going to have different opinions about these. I tend to go this route. If I want to use a flash hider, I'm typically going to reach for some kind of three-prong flash hider. I like these a lot better than your standard.
If you're gonna get a muzzle
bird cages
device-
for a couple of different reasons.
Here, things to consider if you're getting a muzzle device. If you want to suppress it, and whether or not you care about the people on the sides of you. Those are the things you wanna think about when you're buying your muzzle device. If you don't care about the people on the sides of you when you're shooting, get a compensated muzzle device. It will absolutely throw back. It'll throw those pressures back at the people beside you, and they will not be appreciative of that usually. And if you want to suppress it, then there's all kinds of muzzle devices that are specifically for suppressors, for either quick detach or just quick thread on stuff, easy going. A lot of them are proprietary though, which is a little sad.
Number one, they do a really good job at suppressing flash. The second reason that I like these is they actually do a really good job at reducing muzzle rise and eliminating a little bit of recoil. And not that AR-15s have a lot of recoil, but a jerky gun is not as fun to shoot as a flat gun. And so because of that, if I'm going to run a flash hider, I always go for...
Did you hear him? It's not as good as one that's flat. Flat is justice. He said it. He said flat is better. There, you have it here, folks.
some kind of
Okay.
three-prong. And honestly, I'm not really particular about the brand. However, I am starting to unify most of my muzzle devices to accept chemo. Although I don't have suppressors yet, that's a whole nother story. I just don't
Wait,
like paying for some
except chemo? Wait. Wait, hold on.
kind of three-prong. And honestly, I'm not really particular about the brand. However, I am starting to unify most of my muzzle devices to accept chemo.
Chemo. His guns have cancer. They're receiving chemo. Okay.
Although I don't have suppressors yet, that's a whole nother story. I just don't like paying for something that should be legal in the first place. It's a long story. We'll get into that later. But in the future, I'm gonna
ATF is
get
big dumb.
suppressors. So I want everything to have a quick QD mount for the suppressors. My next favorite is going to be the VG6 Gamma, which I actually don't have on a gun right now. I had it on another gun that I was reviewing years ago, and then I took it off to review something else on it. I had them on a 308 AR-10 that I have, and that made my 308 shoot incredibly flat. And for a standard 223-556,
Man, you can see the clouds coming back off
flat
that.
as well.
That is pretty
My
good.
next favorite muzzle brake, I would say, that costs less than $100, and if you finagle it right with codes, you can get them for less than $100.
Finagle
Is
it?
the Lantac Dragon.
Finagle?
Love that thing to death. It shoots flat as a pancake every single time. Now, with that said,
Finagle
one
it.
downside to muzzle brakes is you're going to get blast out to the side, and if you're shooting indoors, or if you're feeling the concussive forces yourself, you need to do something with those. And so that's where blast mitigation devices come in. There's a couple of different universal blast mitigation devices that you could choose from. One that I've always used for 7 years or so is this guy from Indian Creek Design. Essentially, it comes with a piece that goes behind your muzzle brake that allows you to thread this on and thread it off. If your muzzle brake's longer than 2 inches, it might not work, but it does work very, very well. Forgot what the price is, but they're really cheap. The next one that I've been testing for about a year or so is this guy from Strike Industries. It's the same thing. They come with like a tri-lug.
Strike Industries makes funny looking stuff.
Behind your muzzle brake when you're
I don't know how I
installing
feel
it,
about their
and then
stuff.
This guy just clicks on and turns. But both of these are under $100, and I will say if you're gonna run a muzzle brake, you need some kind of blast redirection device for indoor ranges. Now this next upgrade isn't really an upgrade, but I think you're gonna like it because it's super cheap.
Or
And that's
you
gonna
can
be
just
this
not care
stuff. This
what
is
the
white
people
lithium
on
grease. I'll make
to
sure
either
to have
side
a
of
link
you
for this over at the parts list, but
think.
I use this
Just
on
don't care what
every
they think.
single gun
Easy.
in the buffer tube. This makes your
In the
charging
buffer
gun
tube.
a lot smoother, and it also quiets the spring down a little bit.
I've heard of
as
people
well.
using
Here's an
that
example of
on the
a gun
charging handle.
that has a very loud buffer tube and buffer spring. Listen. This gun has never been fired as of yet. Listen. That's
A
without
little
a break
squeaky.
in. It's never been fired either. All I did was grease up the spring and the buffer. I think you can tell the difference between that.
Okay, well,
I know
come
that a
on.
lot of people like to get the JP silent.
Come on, you're
capture
comparing it
springs
to the
and
one
stuff like
that doesn't
I
even have a
honestly never
stock on
tested
it.
them. I hope that I will in the
You-
future.
you're
but I
taking
don't
away
believe
some of the
those are less than
soundproofing.
$100, so it wouldn't even pertain to today's video anyway. Now, for these next few upgrades, these aren't really upgrades that you do to the gun. They're things that you add to the gun. The first one's going to be lights. For sub $100 rifle lights, I'm just going to stick to one because it's my all-time favorite, and I think it's very difficult to beat.
Oh,
the price.
lights.
You can find these for less than $100 sometimes. Most of the time, they're about
I don't know what he's
120,
gonna say.
130, but because they can be had for less, we're going to include it. And that's going to be the Streamlight Pro
Streamlight.
Rail Mount HLX. This thing is great. It comes with the pressure pad switch, comes with the mount.
Man,
It uses
what-
rechargeable 18650 batteries.
He's
I
got a
believe.
whole
this thing is
thing
incredibly
going on up
bright.
there.
You can also get the strobe mode on it. I've been running it on this gun
Seizure
here for
warning.
a little over a year. Love it to death, and it has not failed or anything.
Why does it have a
And I
rubber
just
band
like
around
how
it?
You can mount these right
It
here
is-
on the corner.
it's
of the
mounted to the
M-lock,
Picatinny.
and it just looks dead sexy. I'm not going
And
to
to
go
the
into a ton of
M-lock.
detail about it because there's not a whole lot of rifle lights that I would recommend that are as affordable as this one. But all you do is slap it on, get you a Ranger band. I'll have links for those over at the parts list. That way you can keep your pressure pad on the gun without it coming off, and you can also, tuck up your wiring and things like that as well. Now, on my next favorite upgrade is slings. Slings are great, especially when you're at the range and you don't have anywhere to set your gun. So for slings, I have 3 favorites. And they're all
Slings are
2-point
good.
Slings. I don't like single point slings very much.
I need to
First
get some
one is
slings,
gonna be
actually.
The
I only have
Magpul
one.
MS1 sling.
I have
like it
one
because it has
sling,
that quick
which is a
release,
problem.
So you can keep it cinched up, and a little extra tip for you. when you have them cinched up, if you loosen it a little bit, wrap it around the buttstock, put it around the front grip, and then re-tighten it, you can store your guns just like this. And not only that, say you had it in your truck or something like that, and you found yourself pulling your gun out of your truck, you had it stored like that, you can still totally shoot like this.
He made a thumb hole stock.
Until you can get
He made a
behind
thumb
cover
hole
and
stock
pull,
with his sling.
and take off the sling and extend the stock. You can still shoot it in this configuration, which is why I prefer to do it like that. The thing I don't like about the MS1 sling is I don't like how difficult it is to pull this when you actually have it on, which brings me to my second favorite. My second favorite comes from Blue Force Gear. This has been one of my longtime favorites for a while. It has a pull tab right here, so you can extend it, and when you have it on, you can also pull it and tighten it up. This is what a lot of people easily as well. And again, it's the same as the Magpul MS1 sling.
Recommend.
You can wrap it around and
I'm gonna get one of those at some point.
Now, this isn't the biggest deal in the world, but the one thing that I don't like about this is how thick the actual material of the sling is. And it's not that it's bad or anything, but if you have one of those stocks that doesn't have a QD mount, and you only have those little slots to stick sling through, this guy doesn't really fit through there very well, especially if you have to double it over. And also, because of the thickness, it's just not the most flexible sling ever, which brings me to my new favorite sling. This guy right here is the Tier 1 Concealed X Flatline rifle sling. It's basically identical in function to the Blue Force Gear, but it's using a lot thinner of material so that you can really get this thing on and wrapped around, and it doesn't get cumbersome when it's around your neck, or if you have a plate carrier on and have it around. This thing is very lightweight. It also has a shoulder pad on it, which the previous two do not have. These are less than $100.
I don't know if I like shoulder pads.
And they come in a few different
I haven't
colors.
used slings enough
They got them in this one, which is
to
the
know
Coyote version. You can
whether or
get
not
your
I like them.
Want to. They also have it in Ranger
I don't like the
green,
look of them.
woodland camo. They also have it in gray.
And really, it's all about aesthetic.
With Ranger green. Awesome
like
slings,
the 80% aesthetic, 20% function.
These other guns, because for now, at least, it's my all-time favorite. I might as well rig up my favorite guns with them. Now, for our +1 upgrade today, I'm going to recommend these guys here called Mag Pods. These work for Gen 2, and there is one for Gen 3 PMags. They replace your base plates of your magazine.
Tell me why I need that.
As you can see right up there, you can stand them up. It's basically for a display. However, there is a new version that came out that has a multitasker's tool in it. And the MagPod actually retains that tool. So if you're at the range, you don't have a tool with you, you can get a multi-tool to put on
only
there.
works.
And I think that's kind of cool. I don't have
only
that
works
as of right now, but I will be getting one
if you
in
have
the future. But the downside to the MagPods
like
is they don't work
a
with my
correctly balanced
ever,
gun.
and that's going to be Lancer L5 magazines. A couple of things that I don't like about the PMags is you can't really see
Lancers are my
the
favorite
Gen
magazines.
3s. And also, if your rounds aren't within that small little window on the Gen 3s, then you still
I have Lancers, lots
so I like
of them.
Some translucent mags, and
I want all the
thing that
colors.
I liked about the Lancer mags the most was not only can you get them in a bunch of cool colors that are translucent, but they also have metal feed ramps on them. And the metal feed ramps make a big difference, because if you've ever noticed, when you buy a PMag, they come with these little plates that are on the top of them.
Yeah,
a lot of people
you want them to have
and discard them.
strong
What
lips.
those
Strong
plates
lips
are
is good.
meant for is if you store your magazines loaded, if you don't have that plate to put on top of it, over time, that spring tension will start to separate the feed lips at the top, and your magazines can be ruined. And so I like the fact that these have metal feed lips. Therefore, you don't need to keep that top cap if you're going to keep your magazines loaded. So let me know down in the comments section which was your favorite upgrade.
Well, what do y'all think? What was the best upgrade? Which one was the best? Hold on, can we? Let's see. Where's this parts list? Wait, hold on. So we've got the cam pin dimpling. A bunch of this stuff was not even discussed in the video. Extractor spring, extractor, just straight up bolt. Just replace the bolt. The triggers is a good upgrade. I don't mind mil spec triggers, but I'm also not like super speed operator gun guy. I just like them. I think they're neat. We've got the grips, pistol grips, and 4 grips stocks. What else does it upgrade? Oh yeah, the Dremel bolt catch. Yeah, forgot about that one. Ambidextrous safety, hard pass. I don't like them. Charging handles, flash hiders, more flash hiders. The blast cups. Blast cups for your compensators in case you care about the people shooting on the sides of you. Weird, right? Oh yeah, and the grease. Gotta be sure to be greased up. Make sure your gun's nice and greasy. Wait, under $100. I just clicked on this link, and this was a $300 light. That is not under $100, my guy. That is not correct. Probably like the only thing on that list that I might buy is the sling he recommended, but only because I was planning on getting one of those anyway. It's not because he said to. I was planning on it anyway. Baka. Um, I, I apologize. I'm acting up. All right. There you go. There we go. We watched that. Anybody have any thoughts besides what I said? I don't have any thoughts. Just in general, I don't think. Oh no. Oh, no, I love these lists. I love the lists. Hold on. Where is it? 10 guns not worth the money. HK HKFN. Okay, hold on. We got some spicy.
With that being said, let's get into it. Number 10, and obviously we're going to go from best to worst. So this is going to be the best gun on the list with the H&K SL8. Now I have
What?
the
No.
H&K SL8-1 right now.
Ew.
I shot it a couple weeks ago, and don't
The
get me wrong,
SL8 is
I absolutely
awful.
love the gun.
Why would you love this gun? This is a 10 round capacity 5.56 G36 destroyed coffee. It HK wasn't allowed to give us the G36, so they just absolutely neutered it. And we have the SL8, which is just gross.
Now I love it because it looks super cool, and that is about it. That's kind of the same tale, in
It
my
looks
opinion, with
cool,
the
does
G36 that
nothing
Tommy
else.
built as well, which will kind of roll into this one because they both look really, really cool, but they both have a lot of problems. The Tommy built G36 being it's very unreliable, very hard to find, and you can get a lot of guns that do a lot better job for the money, which is what this list is about. But the SL8 is really the main contender. Now, the SLA is available in a lot of different places, and it is the HK civilian version of the G36 that had to be changed dramatically due to import laws back in the 80s and 90s. Because of that,
Yeah,
they basically
both
cut it in
import
half,
laws
and it has
for
a
us
10-round single
and
stack
export
magazine
laws from
that is
Germany.
the hardest magazine in history to load.
It's fucking terrible to load.
It is not easy.
Yeah. Out of all the AR mags I've ever loaded, this is
This
right up there with the shittiest. Yeah.
Well.
On top of
It's
that,
not an
a
AR
semi-automatic
mag.
rifle is meant to be shot fast, and this cannot be shot fast because it comes with one 10-round magazine, which is, again, really bad. The ergonomics are a little bit rough, very 80s, very Terminator era.
If they made the SL8 and the only change they made was it just took a standard double stack magazine, I would probably buy one.
6 pounds with a 20-inch barrel makes it very hard to use. Now you put a $2,000 price tag on it, and what you have is a large waste of money, in my personal opinion. I love the gun, and if you really love it and it's your thing, you can still buy it. It's very reliable, but it does come with a serious lack of features compared to almost any other major rifle on the market. That's about $2,000. If you're looking for a serious self-defense weapon, this is not where I would go. I would look at BCM, Daniel Defense, Blackout Defense. All those guns are going to be the same
Self-defense
price
weapon,
and
definitely
have
not.
much better performance. And if you're looking for just a basic home defense rifle, you can get into that for a $700 IWI or Smith & Wesson.
Nice.
Now, in at number 9, we have the FN.
The 5.7.
Whew, I can hear it now. I can hear
Top
the hate now.
10
You guys played Counter-Strike, you guys played
guns,
Call of Duty,
definitely not
and you
worth the
know
money.
FN 5.7 is the best pistol.
Definitely
But
not.
I know different because I own not one, but 2 of them in real life.
The 5.7 is so cool.
Not bad. See if we can shoot him at once.
Look at that. Look how flawlessly that
Not only
runs.
do they come in between $1,000 and $1,500, but they have a 10 to 20 round capacity, which is pretty good. But
20 rounds is so good.
The rest of the 5.7s on the market, you'll find that those guns have better features for a lot lower price tag, especially compared to the Palmetto State, which you
Okay,
can
but
get
come on,
into
let's-
for around
if you're-
$300 to $400.
if
and
you're
does
buying
the exact same thing the Mark III does with a little bit less
A
recoil,
5
a little better
FN
ergonomics.
5.7,
Now, the
you're buying
Palmetto
it for
is
the
one-third
vibes.
cost and doesn't come with annoying features like magazines that sometimes work.
You
and
buy, you
sometimes
buy the
don't,
FN
a magazine
5.7 for the
disconnect,
vibes,
and the
not
Palmetto
because you
also
think it's
has
the best
better
gun on the
recoil control
market.
and accuracy. If you compare it to something like the Smith & Wesson, which has the new tempo barrel system, it has even less recoil,
Wait,
even
hold
more
on.
compatible barrel system.
The frame is not straight. The frame is drooping down. Look at that. There is clearly a gap between the frame and the slide up here that is not back here. And you're going to tell me this is better? This gun that is drooping? I mean, I do think these are cool. But it's droopy.
It has even less recoil, even more capacity, and is by far a better gun for half the cost, making the FN way overpriced. Now, if you like it and you played a video game with it in it, or you're just like me and you own it because it looks cool, I respect that, but just know in advance, it's definitely not worth the $1,200 price tag. Now we're going to start to get past some of the guns that I think are just a little overpriced, and we're going to get into one that really sucks, and that's going to be the POF Tombstone. And I just want to get an idea of what the gun's like. So we
Oh,
pop the
this gun is
magazine
so
in,
bad.
magazine release
So
is right there.
cursed.
We appear to have a crossbolt safety right here. Oh, we got a malfunction already. That is not great.
This gun, it looks like a Bubba project, except it's an actual production gun.
Also, not great. Now, the only reason why it isn't higher on this list is because there's nothing else that really compares to it. You can't get into a significantly cheaper gun that's much better. This is just expensive and doesn't work very well. So, first...
What do you mean you can't get into a significantly cheaper gun that's much better? Yeah, you can. Every lever action on the market is better than that. You can get a Rossi, which sucks. And it works better than that.
off, the lever was horrible. It was very uncomfortable. And with a lever gun, that's your
That one should be higher on the
literal
list.
to much better lever guns that are much cheaper. Now, you can even get into a Rossi that's going to work better. It's going to work faster, and it's even going to look cowboy cool by comparison to kind of the steampunk look of the Tombstone. You're not going to get any magazine availability with any other lever gun. However, you don't really need that because it doesn't work very well.
There are other lever guns with magazines. Henry's got a whole line of them. They're like, I don't like their Hunter series or something. They're not pistol caliber, but like you got like 270, 223 and stuff. 6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah, Henry has a detachable magazine 6.5 Creedmoor.
On the Tombstone. Anyway, the Rossi 357 Magnum that I have has been more reliable, is faster, is more accurate, and it came at about $600. Upgrade to a Henry that's about $1,100, and you're going to get even a better package that is going to be color case hardened. You're going to get availability of barrels, and you're going to get a much harder hitting caliber. Now, don't get me wrong, it's only 8 on this list because it does look cool and it's a good start. If they could get the gun actually
This does not look cool. This should be number 1. Number 1 and number 2 on the list, probably.
In at number 7 is a gun that's going to hurt me because it comes from one of my favorite companies ever that almost never misses. This is the CZ Custom A01. Now, I got this gun from a viewer to review, and I was super excited because it was touted as the
These guns do look super cool. They look awesome.
Like me, you're always on the lookout for a slight edge so you could buy a little bit of skill. In this case, I was a Shadow 2 shooter, and I was looking for that next best thing. The CZ A01 is, in fact, a Shadow 2 built up from the ground up by CZ Custom. It's not from CZ, it is built from stock, I believe, and it does command an MSRP of $2,700, which is
$2,700 for a gun that doesn't work.
But does it offer double the performance? Obviously not, because it's on this video. The gun itself was unreliable. It had a couple of failures every 100 rounds, and it wasn't any more accurate than my Shadow 2. So considering that you're paying for double the cost, I not only expected double the accuracy, double the reliability, and half the recoil, but I actually achieved none of those things. The Shadow 2 is a near perfect gun to begin with, and coming at the $1,200 price point, it's arguably the best competition gun for the money still today. And they really just made a heavier gun to try to soak up some recoil that was tighter sprung and tighter fit to give it a little more accuracy, and what you ended up getting out of it was no more accuracy than what the average person can achieve. Mechanical accuracy and the accuracy you can achieve are two different things, and the Shadow 2 is so accurate that you can't really get the full accuracy out of the gun, and the A01 is so accurate that they reduce the reliability, so they increased the weight, they tightened up the mechanism, and they made it unreliable and too heavy to work well. I don't
increasing
like
the weight is good.
+ounce gun out of the holster. I don't like trying to transition with it, and I don't
like heavy
holding it up
guns.
all day, especially when it doesn't give me
They're
any
so
recoil
satisfying to
reduction
hold.
by comparison to the regular Shadow 2. Now, this was a couple of years ago, and during those years, there was a trend on trying to make guns as heavy as humanly possible, and that kind of crescendoed with the Beretta 92X Performance, where they even upped the weight for USPSA just to get that gun in there. And the reality is, sometimes you can just be too heavy. Ask Lizzo's backup dancers. In at number 6, we have easily the most controversial choice on this list, and it's because this gun was designed by people I actually like. This is the What Would Stoner Do carbine. Now, the What Would Stoner Do carbine is beloved across the internet mostly, and that's because of who invented it. The people that designed
super
it were
lightweight
Carl and
AR
in Range TV and from Forgotten Weapons. I love Forgotten Weapons, and I've been watching him for a very long time, so I was very interested in reviewing his firearm. On top of that, he had a similar idea on
a lot of people have done
weight ratio versus performance that I
these
also
kind of builds.
use. I like the lightest gun possible as long as it works very well. However, I feel with the What Would Stoner Do carbine, they tried as best they could to keep the weight down, and I feel like they sacrificed not only some performance, looks, but some durability and reliability as well. Now, the gun comes in at about $1,500, and the company that did produce it, Brownells,
that's not too bad. It's a little expensive.
And they're not even taking it for trade, which goes to show you that there was a lot of problems with the gun that maybe people didn't hear about.
is not great
But
of a
the problems
company.
that I saw were partly with the design and partly with the manufacturing. The design itself, having a non-adjustable stock, sounded good in
I
theory and
have
made a big
stories of
splash
my
on the
own,
internet,
and I know
but the
of
reality
too many
is, adjustable
stories
stocks have been doing the
of
damn thing for a
Brownells
long
being
time,
bad.
because sometimes people are 5 foot and sometimes people are 6'5". So if you have a large person in your family and a small person in your family, adjustable stocks are your friend. On top of that, sometimes it's nice to
The
have a short
magazine
stock
just
to
fell
shoot with
out.
LBE or shoot up close in CQB distances, and sometimes it's nice to have a long stock to shoot prone. And you can do that with a $700 AR-15, and you can't do that with the $1,500 What Would Stoner Do carbine. You know what else you can do with a $700 carbine? You can change the pistol grip. And on the What Would Stoner Do carbine, you can't do that either. You also have sort of a shoddy system of controls, in my personal opinion. You have very large competition features on a very lightweight gun, sort of designed, I guess, for competition without a break. I'm not really sure. It sort of seems to be tactical, practical, like kind of a tactical mix, of which I sort of feel like they missed their mark.
It's a really
It doesn't
weird
look
looking
very
lower.
good either, because it has a polymer
It looks
lower
like one of
receiver to
those
reduce weight,
3D
and the
printed
upper is aluminum, and
like
the rail
plastic
is carbon
lowers.
fiber, which makes it kind of look like a 21-year-old made their first AR in their garage with just the parts they had available. The trigger was nice. It comes from KE Arms, so does the whole gun, but I have heard a lot of rumors that people have had issues with their bolt carrier groups, feeding issues, cracking issues, things like that. No, I didn't see that personally, but just be aware, you can do your own research, that is out there. When I got the gun for review, I was initially worried about the build quality because of just the ricketiness and the looseness of the firearm in general. It kind of felt like it was going to shake itself apart, and in action, I don't think it performed any better than $700 to $800 standard rack grade rifles, so it made it on this list, because for $1,500, I really expect high quality performance. Now in at number 5 is a gun
tell me
that
the
I
actual
really did
weight.
like, and I did buy for
Did it weigh
myself,
like
but
3.5
I will
pounds
admit
or
was
something?
doomed to fail
Come on.
from the get-go. And that's going to be the Sig Sauer P210 Carry. Now the P210 is a gun that I love, and if you hate it, well then you're wrong. But
The P210 is a very cool looking gun.
Essentially 1911 target pistol. I've always been a 1911 fan, and it really is the European 1911. It's very accurate. It's known to be a target
cool.
pistol, so
And
Sig brought it back as a
the
carry model.
ergonomics are very
However,
nice.
They forgot that it's the 2020s and not the 1970s, so they didn't add a rail, they didn't make it double stack, it's still single stack, it didn't have a red dot mount, and they had the gall to bring that out at $1,400 fucking dollars. I can't even believe that they put that thing out for the price that they did.
Yeah, this is definitely a vibe. It's a vibe pistol.
Because that gun is made for literally no one. If you wanted a single stack 9mm pistol that's a commander size, they're available. It's called a 1911. And in the United States, 1911s are readily available. As a matter of fact, you can get a Gerson 1911 that's damn good, that's as reliable and as accurate as the Sig P210 Carry, and you can get that for $550. So it looks
You can
super
get a PSA
cool,
for
but
like
let's be honest,
$400.
if they wanted to actually make a splash, they
PSA?
should have made it double stack.
Not
they should have had
PSA,
rail,
a Rock
they
Island.
should have had a dot. And
Oh, the
honestly,
PSA does
I
have their own
think
1911s
they
now.
always
They're pretty
assumed
ugly.
It would kind of be a flop. Now, if you want to get something better for less money, I obviously mentioned a 1911, but if you're not interested in that, consider the fact that the P365 Spectre comp is cheaper, it has more capacity, it's way lighter, has a comp, a red dot, and a light mount. In at number 4, we have the FN509 LS Edge. That's a long
What?
name, and it's a gun that I really don't like. However,
Why
if
is
you
this at
ask
number
Tim Kennedy,
4?
It's probably the best gun in the world. The LS
How did this
Edge
gun
is a
rank
gun that
higher
just simply
than the
didn't have an
Tombstone?
identity from the drawing board. Usually when you come to the market with a firearm, you have an idea of where you want that gun to fit. I want to make the best carry gun, I want to make the best competition gun. And the reason for that is because the feature set that you choose for that gun generally doesn't mix. So if you use features like slide cuts
What?
that let debris in the slide, put a big mag wall on it so it's too big to carry, you usually want to put like a race trigger in it, and you usually want to have other race features. Whereas if you decide to make a duty gun, you usually try to make the mag wall at the very least minuscule, and you usually try to make it so it can deal with
so
adverse conditions.
this guy just doesn't
Whereas
like the
this
gun
is
because
kind
it's
of
just
a competition gun with a really bad
combination
trigger.
of
I guess
features he
that's
doesn't
kind of
like,
what you would call it at the end of the day. It's a
instead of
competition
just
gun with a
an
really bad trigger.
objectively bad
And
gun
I
like
don't know
the other
where
guns
the
on this
money
list.
went in this gun, because you can get a PDP
What?
that has a better trigger and better features for $500. You can get a VP9 long slide, which is notoriously overpriced, for $800. That has a better trigger and better set of features, and still the 5-inch barrel, still the optics mounting system, still the light rail.
What do you mean you don't know where all the money went?
And for some reason,
The
if
money
you
went
want
into the
FN
name.
version of that, you have to pay $1,500.
Stamping that FN on the side of that gun?
We have
It's expensive.
one of my least favorite guns. We're going to be talking about the Guncrafter Hellcat X2 Commander.
What is that? Some upgraded Hellcat?
And we had a failure.
That doesn't look like a Hellcat. What is that?
I feel like the failures hurt more on
Is it a
guns that are over
2011?
$3,000. What do
They
you
definitely do. We have quite the failure too. We have a complete failure to do anything.
So I spent $4,000 on this gun. Keep that in mind. And what I got out of the deal was a lightweight 4.25-inch barrel 2011 that is incredibly expensive, that looks absolutely amazing. The problem is that when I took it out
Those
to the
look cool.
range, it performed really bad. It was too tightly sprung. It had a harsher recoil impulse than it needed to have. For a 4.25-inch all-metal gun, it had way more recoil than a standard Staccato C2, which is a polymer gun with
This
5
guy's
or
very
6
good at
ounces
controlling
less
recoil.
weight. And the reason for that
I
is
guess he
because
is-
of the
he is a
weight
competition
sprung,
shooter.
hammer spring,
It's kind of
recoil spring, and all that
his
stuff.
thing.
It actually takes a good gunsmith to make high-performance guns generally, which is why when you pick up something like an Atlas Gunworks, you kind of see where the money went. You can feel it in the slide, you can feel it in the trigger. The Guncrafter looks good on video, but it doesn't look very good on the range because none of it really worked the way I wanted. Not only was it oversprung and it had a lot of recoil, it also had a lot of malfunctions. And if you put those two together, with
imagine
that
paying
$4,000 price tag, man, you can see just the
for a
happiness
performance
just
gun
run right out of my face over the course of that
that
video.
doesn't perform.
I'm liking this gun a little bit less now.
Now, style over substance, I can understand in some
like, I can-
cases, but for $4,000, you can
I can
literally
see
buy
paying
a Staccato
$4,000
C2,
for
you can
a
buy
vibe gun.
Dan Wesson DWX, a box of ammo, a
Like some
phone
like
with a
historical
fill-in
gun or
bolt,
something. I don't
and
know.
You can have a grand old time.
Something that's
Now,
just
number
super
two
unique.
is another gun that
But
I
just
really
some
don't like to
2011?
shit on,
No.
but it is what it is.
Nope.
It's the Henry Homesteader.
I mean, I think these guns are a little
Are you
stupid.
fucking kidding me?
Top 10 worst guns? I don't know about that.
Well, that sucks. Old gang of rounds flew out.
Is it empty or is it?
No, it's not empty. It's got a shell sticking out the bolt.
Oh, I can't see it.
An empty shell. Then when I rack it, it looks like 2 of them want to fall out.
Yeah, multiple. Uh-oh.
So it's got some extraction issues.
Makes me a little nervous.
Now, the Henry Homesteader has an MSRP of $900, and so they just make this list. It has a 6.9 pound overall weight, and it has a 16-inch barrel, and it is a pretty cool idea. It sort of looks like the modern version of the M1 carbine that takes Glock magazines, and that's
Ew.
what I liked about it. I love the
What?
M1 carbine,
No.
I love the look, I love the idea.
This gun is
but
so
I wanted
ugly.
it in a more available caliber, 9mm, and I wanted it in a more available magazine and a more reliable magazine in the Glock magazine. The M1 carbine is a great gun for its era, however, compared to modern guns, it is unreliable.
Just get an
and
M1A.
It does have some issues. Now, I wanted a gun that looked like it, that filled the same role.
308.
and I could use a little bit more.
Yeah,
easily.
9mm,
The problem
308,
is
that's
the
basically
Homesteader
the
is
same
not-
category.
Jesus.
Another
And a
malfunction?
Troy
Fucking
chassis.
disaster. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I actually bought the gun and it came with the Henry mags initially, which is just a 5.
I'm not a
10
huge fan
round
of Troy,
magazine, and
Troy
for pistol caliber
products.
carbine,
They all
that's
seem super
basically
gimmicky
worthless.
and not effective.
I then had an enormous amount of reliability issues.
All right, so you see that in there? That's an empty shell casing that's
I don't
stuck
know if I can-
somehow inside the bolt there. And I'm going to have to get that out with a knife.
Contacted Henry, sent the gun back, had it fixed.
Hold
With
on.
a knife.
Look. There it is. This is the front of the casing there. Pointed up. And it's going down here somehow. How? How does that happen?
Knife.
Contacted Henry, sent the gun back, had it fixed. Now, when they fixed it, they sent it back to me with the Glock magazine well. So I was like, oh, well, I guess that will solve all the problems. Still had problems.
Click. I heard the click.
What the fuck? I'm glad that wasn't a stage.
And on top of that, this gun is double the price of another gun that looks strikingly similar. It's called the Ruger PC Carbine. And for half the price, you can get a gun that functions the exact same way, has the exact same barrel length, a better set of
Not a
features,
huge fan of the
including a red
Ruger
dot
PC
mount right out of the
carbine,
box.
but
It does
for a
take Glock
budget
mags right out of the box. It
pistol
does
caliber
take a whole
carbine,
bunch of different magazine
Rugers
rolls,
are pretty good.
including a P320
They're heavy for
and
what
an
they are,
MDP,
though.
in case you all knows, and it does all that extremely reliably for
Springfield?
half the cost, which it would be hard pressed not
Does
to call
Springfield make a
Homesteader
pistol caliber
overpriced after
carbine?
hearing all that.
Is that like
The
a
fact that
pistol
you're
caliber
unable to put
Saint
a
or something?
light on the Henry, the fact you're unable to put an optic on the Henry right away, the fact that you have no adjustable length of pull, it has a giant cutout for an ambi charging handle.
I didn't think
which would
Springfield made a
enable
pistol
lots of
caliber
stuff to get in
carbine.
the receiver, and it also kind of steamed up your vision every time you shot. I just haven't had a worse experience in the Homesteader in a long time. Knowing what I know now, I would definitely go for the Ruger. As a matter of fact, I still own the Ruger, and I don't own the Homesteader. Now, before we get to number one, we are going to give you a few honorable mentions. Some of these honorable mentions might have even been higher in the list, but we have used them in previous videos, and I wanted to give you some new guns to hate. So,
Springfield's better
some of the honorable
manufacturer.
mentions are
I
going to
mean,
include, as I said before, the Tommy built, the Gideon Shadow.
half of
course, which is
Springfield's
one
are
of the
made by
worst guns I've ever
HS
had. If you ever
products.
see one of those for sale, don't buy that.
And a lot of people are
The
like,
P90,
oh, it's not made in
which
the
I think is
US.
a little overpriced, just simply because of the caliber it shoots and
HS product is a very
the,
good,
reload process.
a very high
However, it's still a
quality
very cool
manufacturer.
gun, so it definitely didn't make this list, and it's still very functional as well.
And
The Christensen
US
Arms
Springfield
1911's hot garbage, but you'll never find
pretty
one, so I
good.
don't have to worry about that too much. And then finally, the Beretta Arms 1911's hot garbage, so the caliber it shoots and the reload process. However, it's still a very cool
The P90, I guess it didn't quite make the top 10.
gun, so it definitely didn't make this list, and it's still very functional as well. The Christensen Arms 1911's hot
Christensen Arms 1911. I remember those. Every now and then I'll see one like on Gunbroker or something.
garbage, but you'll never find one, so I don't have to worry about that too much. And then finally, the Beretta 80X Cheetah, which is a good gun, just overpriced compared to like the Ruger Max 380, the stuff that are lighter, smaller, and more reliable. With that being said, let's get into number one here with, how could it not be, the Agstan Arms MDP-9. Now, what is the MDP-9 if you haven't heard of it? It is a 5-inch, 9mm pistol caliber carbine designed to replace the MP5. Sorry, just the thought of that makes me laugh a little
I mean,
but anyway,
this is
this is
number one on the list.
Very lightweight, which is very cool. It has
What? Why is this? I mean, I guess he's gonna get. Why is this number one on the list? Have I seen the Heritage Tactical? I have seen it. Have you seen the new? I don't think it's been officially announced yet, but there was some YouTuber who like accidentally leaked it early. Heritage is making a lever action rifle. There you go. There's some YouTube channel who I think like set their video debut date too early or something, and it got out. I have seen the Heritage Tactical Cowboy with like the faux carbon fiber grips, the Picatinny rail on the top, the threaded barrel. And does it have tritium sights or just like high vis sights? I don't remember, but I almost bought one. And then instead I bought the 16-inch. So there's that. Still, why is the Angstat number one? I like, the only thing I've heard about these is that they're like a little overpriced. But I mean, if you SBR this, it's not a bad gun. I mean, it's not a bad gun if you don't SBR it, but it's nothing special. There's all kinds of AR pistols out there. You got mallow. What are mallow cups? Like marshmallow cups? Is that mallow? I still know what that is, but it sounds like it has lots of sugar in it.
as a roller delayed system, and it has AR controls, making it the best of both worlds. The problem is it doesn't come with the reliability of the MP5, and it doesn't come with the durability of the MP5 either. Wow. Well, that didn't take very long. Looks like we have yeah, we got a malfunction.
It fell.
We had a round stuck in there.
2 fell.
The gun itself does have a roller delayed system in it, but in my opinion has more recoil than the MP5. Recoil
Angst-at
wasn't
Arms,
a deal breaker. What was
they're kind of cool as a company.
Was initially within the first 50 rounds we had
Mostly because they've got a cool
breakages
name.
and
I'll be
parts
honest. Parts falling off.
It seems to me like it's
Oh,
not
there goes the
live.
charging
What are we doing
handle.
now, babe?
Well, there is a round in the gun, okay, and no charging handle. The charging handle fell off. Now, I don't know how that happened, but we got to go find it in the freaking grass. I am really excited about my purchase. We had the charging handle fall out, we had screws backing out, we had roll pin issues, and the gun never stopped malfunctioning. So Glock mags, roller delayed system, all the good stuff immediately erased by tons of malfunctions. Now, we took the gun out for a second chance, and it still had malfunctions. And at a $2,400 price point, to me, that is absolutely unacceptable.
Chocolate coconut
On top
marshmallow
of the fact
fluff.
that the gun was
That sounds
designed
wonderful,
completely for
except the
self-defense,
coconut.
It's double
Coconut.
unacceptable. Add to
You
the
gross.
fact that you can buy any other 9mm PCC that's ever been made for that price or lower, and you have a completely unacceptable design altogether. If you're trying to find an MDP9 or own one, I would avoid it, and I wouldn't even bother trying to trade it, considering I can't even get rid of mine. I've had it forever, I've had it fixed, and sadly, nobody wants it. Because of the track record, because of the price, because of how it functions, sadly, the
Man.
MDP9 still
Like,
sits
I
in my
haven't heard
gun
anything
safe.
good
It
about
reminds
these,
me every day of
but
the
I haven't
mistake I made when
I haven't heard
pressed
that much bad
purchase.
about them.
If you're looking for a good PCC for the money, there are lots of them, however, don't get discouraged. The X-Star EP9, we have 2,000 rounds through at least. Very reliable, 3.5 pounds as well, by the way, and it's only $300, making it 1/10 the price of the MDP9. So if you want to have one for both hands and 2 feet, you can still do it for half the cost. You can get the CMMG Banshee, that's about $1,000. You can get the CZ Scorpion, that's around $1,000 as well. All of those will perform much better. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. We try to do the most honest gun content on the internet, and if you like that, we'd really appreciate you if you'd give us a follow and press that notification button. Please support your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle.
Well.
I'll check you later.
There you go. There you have it. Top 10 worst guns. Which I definitely don't agree with. There are some real bad guns out there that could have been on the list, but just didn't get there for some reason. Things got on there that are cool, like the FN57. Mostly that one. The Tombstone was at number 8 instead of number 2. High Point. But I mean, high points aren't great. They're definitely the meme gun. But they work and they're cheap. And they do have a vibe. I don't know if it's necessarily the vibe everyone wants, but they sure have one. They sure have a vibe. All right. Man, I'm tired. Stop yawning. Oh my goodness. Stop that. I need to go shooting again. I've got... How many guns have I bought since the last time I've gone shooting? No, not since the last time I've gone shooting. because I went shooting like last weekend. How many guns do I have I haven't shot yet? It's an unacceptable number, whatever it is. Do a shooting stream? I really want to. I do. I would love to do a shooting stream. The problem is the logistics for that is just insane. Um, I have been like actively looking for somewhere that I can do a shooting stream though. So, expect for it to happen sometime. Do expect that. I just am not going to promise it anytime soon. But I have been looking for a place that is both an environment that you can stream in and also has enough uh, data signal that you can stream through, because those are both something that needs to happen at the same time. You own a 12G, like a 12 gauge shotgun. Had it over a year. Guess how many times you shot it? Once, twice. I have guns 0. You had it over a year and you shot it 0 times? Oh no. I don't have any that are that bad. I do have guns I probably only take out to shoot like once or twice. Oh, Rock Island Mariva. Wait. Wait. Wait, I have one of those that I haven't ever shot too. I forgot. I forgot I do have one of those I haven't shot. It's literally in the back corner of my safe. Yeah, I got one for 50 bucks. I was like, yeah, 50 bucks may as well. And I've never shot it. I don't know. I've probably had that for like 2 years. I completely forgot about it. I should sell it. I I have no need for it. Yours was mine was brand new too. I got mine brand new, 50 bucks. And I've never shot it. What do you mean how? Because I work in the gun industry. So I get opportunities like that. When you work in the gun industry, you get like industry discounts, industry deals and stuff. So a while ago, I didn't take advantage of it because I didn't because I was using the money for something else. But a little while ago, I had the opportunity to buy one of the Stoger pistols, which just budget Glock clone, basically. But I could have bought one for 50 bucks. I didn't, but I could have. So I kind of wish I had, honestly. Like buy it, try it out for a little bit, and then just sell it. Like just see what it's like. I wouldn't lose money on it. You need to give the hookups. Just work for a gun company. You can get the hookups too. Easy. Just like work part-time at a gun shop. Like old dudes do for their retirement job. Easy. Like just to work weekends at a gun shop, like part-time, like weekends. Because that's when nobody wants to work anyway. So like if you're like, hey, I'll work Saturday once a week. I can only do Saturday. Most places will be like, yes, you know about guns and you want to work Saturday. You're perfect for us. Are they all full staffed? Are they? All the places like around me are like, please, please, we want people to work here. I guess you could also go to like, I don't know how they do with discounts, but like one of the like box stores. You go to like Academy or like Bass Pro. You work guns there, because I know for sure that the people who work there don't know anything about guns. 3 shops in your town that aren't corp. Yeah, you can work for one of the corp ones. It's definitely not as fun as an environment, but you can still rake in those deals, you know? You get two, RK and Dunham's. I don't know what RK is. What's RK? Oh yeah, I don't know who they are. Yeah, I know who RK is. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm a little stupid. I know their logo. RK Guns? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Excuse me, my brain is small. Yeah, I see like a newsletter from them or something every now and then. Every now and then they'll have a half decent sale on like Savage Axis or something. You know, if you wanted a bad hunting rifle, the place of cheap stuff. Yeah, that's how most like corporate gun stuff is. They just bulk buy stuff, whatever they can buy in bulk from the manufacturer. You don't get any of the cool stuff. Oh, oh, excuse me. I'm yawning and stuff. Daydream about your touch, a chance to finally forget. Oh, karaoke stream. You ready for it? Oh, it's gonna be terrible in the VOD. There's not even gonna be this quiet music in the background. Shoot 8 mm armor piercing out of 30 super. I, how long is an 8 mm bullet? Like an 8 mm Mauser bullet. Like how far down into the case of a 30 super would it have to sit? I'm curious. If I knew someone who made reloads that I could trust not to absolutely destroy a gun, then I would ask them to make a reload that would probably destroy a gun. Reload some 8 mm into 30 super carry brass. Make a YouTube video on it and stuff, you know. I'm I'm surprised that no YouTubers did that, honestly. Like because there was a little bit that like a bunch of the YouTubers were like, "Oh yeah, 30 super carry, it's the next best thing." And they did all the stuff with it, all the content with it for like a month. And then no one actually did anything fun with it. Like load 8 mm Mauser into 30 super carry brass. Sad day. It was really a missed opportunity. And now it's hard to even find 30 super carry ammo. Actually, I don't remember the last time I saw 30 super carry like stocked on a shelf. 30 super carry died so fast. Where is it? Where can I buy it? Eight by 57 is 8.2. What? What do you mean it's 8.2? What's 8.2? 8 by 57? The bullet length. Okay, I was I was trying to make the diameter. It's like 8 by 57 is 8.2. Oh, I guess 57 millimeters is a little long for the bullet. Yeah, the bullet width is not actually 8, it's 7.92. But close enough. It's called 8 millimeter Mauser. So 8.2, 8.2 what? 323-inch die. Yeah. It'd be really weird to reload because hold on. 30 super carry. I need to picture the bullet. Because uh I think I'm not sure. Hold on. 8 millimeter Mauser. I need a picture of just the bullet. There we go. Oh, maybe it wouldn't. So there's 30 super carry. And there's 8 millimeter Mauser. Just basic FMJ. Or I guess this one looks like it's soft point or something. I don't know. Yeah, you could stuff that in there. It probably wouldn't feed very well. It would also probably go like back to here. Go way back here. You wouldn't get as much powder. See, so you have this massive bullet with like half as much powder behind it. There's no way that could go poorly. Load 9 millimeter and 350 Legend? Nah. Load 350 Legend in 9 millimeter. You have 20 rounds of 39 special? 38 special? Is that what you mean? What's 39 special? Oh, 762 by 39. Okay. I was I was stuck on 38 super. I was stuck on pistol rounds or handgun rounds. Why? Why do you have AK ammo that old? Ammo does degrade over time. So it doesn't work as well when it gets old. I mean, usually it'll take longer than, like 20, 30 years. But if you've got like 60, 70-year-old ammo, it's going to be a bit sketchy. By a bit sketchy, I mean super sketchy. Like I've shot some real old ammo that's like the powder doesn't quite burn right, so it throws sparks. It's fun. It's funny. It's like Chinese surplus, like 7.62 by 25 from my Type 54. It was free. Ah, well, I want free ammo. Free ammo would be the best. Unfortunately, I have to pay for my ammo. You know what I need? I need to start doing range streams so that I can get an ammo sponsor. That's what needs to happen. I need to become a big enough content creator to get an ammo sponsor. There we go. That's it. That's it. I figured it out. It's all I need to do. I need to open my own store. No, ew. That'd be awful. If I open my own business, it's going to be to manufacture something. I have no interest in selling other people's stuff. Well, I guess I do. Because that's what I do. But own a class 3. I mean, I wonder if you get an SOT for a business of not selling the guns. Like, can you be a content creator with an SOT? And just have the SOT in order to own the fun full auto guns? Just to make content with? Would that be enough of a special occupation to get the SOT to be able to buy class 3 weapons? I don't know. That's probably a lawyer level question. And this might be a surprise. I'm not a lawyer. Don't lie to you. Yeah, you're right. I'm hiding my law degree. It's hidden. I keep it in my Liberty safe. No, I'm not a lawyer. I do not give legal advice. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I am anime boy on the internet, so don't take legal advice from an anime boy on the internet. It, if if you do that, man, you've got problems that I cannot solve. Hiding that Yale law degree to find when they illegally open my safe. Exactly. Exactly. It's on a frame right there. Just right in the middle of the safe, like pointing towards the door so they open it and they see the law degree safe and they're like, "Oh no." Oh no. We made a mistake. I have it framed right next to my FPC and GOA membership certifications. Like, oh no, we messed with the wrong guy. That's how to do it. That's the real way to do it. If the government's doing something sketchy about guns, and then there's the FPC and the GOA memberships there. Oh boy. Oh boy. from behind. Are these plates level 4? Do you wanna find out? They're level 4 plus. Plus, plus. Plus, 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 plus. Oh, have you seen those? Oh, they exist. Where's the plus button on the keyboard? There it is. Where are they? Four plus plus plus, ready to stop the 20 millimeter. Well, it's 4 and 9 pluses. Where is it? Demo Ranch made a video on it. Because of course he did. I'm gonna have to go look at it. Hold on, where is it? At some point, I watched the video. At some point, he puts it on. I gotta find it. It's made by Premier Body Armor. Come on. Put on the level 4 plus 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 plates. There it is. Okay. It's a new video. Fairly new. A few days ago.
That plate in the front and a normal one in the back. Plus, that'd be plus.
Premier Body Armor.
Oh, look.
I nailed it.
It's got a 5-year warranty.
5-year warranty, and even down here, Stratus level 3 non-pluses. But, I mean, it's kind of silly, like, because obviously, like, you can't wear this. Like, they don't make plate carriers big enough for this. So, like, what's the point? Hold on, what's that? What's coming? No way. Give me 1 second. We do have a plate carrier that will hold that plate in the front and a normal one in the back, but obviously I never turn my back, so I never
It's clearly the most practical armor plate.
The easiest thing to put on. This product, unlike the 3-plate product, is actually out on the market, so if you guys want to buy the 9-plater, I'm pretty sure it's...
You could cut it into thirds and have...
Yeah, like you can give all your friends plates. Basically, yeah, this is it. We have a plate carrier. So
there you go.
Obviously this
there
is
it
not
is.
A joke. This
not
is,
from this angle, it's not. But from that angle.
This plate carrier make me look fat.
Now it does.
Cool. Listen, need to
There you
work my
go.
figure a little bit, but
There's
it's fine.
There's the level,
Fine.
a whole bunch of pluses armor.
Can I have some?
No, not until you're done here.
Please.
All right, we got 9 plates, and no big deal, but we're being scientific, which I actually hate to do.
We know.
But we got clay. So we got clay so we can see some back face deformation if this thing does punch and just bend stuff. Because I think a 50 cal is not going through it. But there's only one way to know. You have to shoot a 50 cal.
Oh.
But first, we haven't seen the intervention in a while.
Ooh.
M200 intervention chamber.
Woohoo, M200.
Shytac. This thing not only is super sharp, it's going very, very fast. Fast enough to go through 9 layers? I don't know. But we're gonna shoot it and find out. It would be really sad if this just went through. But
Yeah. Video over.
yeah, video.
But we're not going to finish there. We're going to do the thing we're going to do.
Because we plan on it stopping. I just think it'll stop, but we don't actually know. We also don't know what this thing is sighted at for 12 yards. So we're gonna find out that as well. Firing
He said it was for sale, but I can't find it anywhere, unfortunately.
It is cited way higher than that.
Nice.
I don't know.
Stopped it.
I don't know if it's
So,
actually
see if
for
there's any
sale. If it is, I
back-faced
can't find it,
information here.
unfortunately.
Oh,
yeah.
crazy. That's what's cool about clay is you don't see much of it here because it pooched out and then went back. Like it's pretty flat there, but the clay shows that it did push. So that was just a quick punch. Dude, crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
No, me either.
That's, I mean, what would you say that is? About a
Almost an inch.
3/4?
Yeah.
You could easily
Well, good.
survivable.
So we flatten this out again and
You'd might have a little
shoot it
bruise.
with, yeah, a 50 cal.
Yeah, we have something bigger.
So you think 50 cal ball will stop in this?
Yeah.
More energy, but more surface area now.
We have to try ball. That's like the benchmark.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna flatten this out so we don't have a dent in it. That's how they do it in science class.
Science.
I didn't really believe in science before, but now I do.
This is what did it?
This is what did it, yeah.
Nice.
Like all those.
Yeah, so there it is. Level. I guess it's not level 4 plus plus. It's level 3 plus 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 plus. There you go. That's what it is. It's got a lot of pluses in it. All right. So I do believe it's a little bit of a shorter stream today. Ads? Oh no, ads. Not the ads. But yeah, so just chatting stream. I probably should. I probably. Hold on. Ready for this? I can't type. Oh no. You know, it's September. When you can't hear this because if you're not subbed, you're in an ad. But it's September. So all subs, gift and subscriptions are 25% off. 25% off subs is a good deal. So it's till the end of the month, I think, which is, I don't know how many days away. Oh, tomorrow. It's until tomorrow. so there's that. It's just one day. I guess today and tomorrow. But wait, how many days are in September? 30. Yeah, so I'm not streaming on Saturday. So it's just Friday stream and the rest of this stream are the last chances to get the 25% off all new and gifted subscriptions. Wowie. All right. So now that I'm done meme talking about subtember, yeah, so I do think a little bit of a shorter stream today. Just a just chatting stream. If you liked it, I might be doing these a little more often. I kind of like doing them. I think they're entertaining. So if you think they're entertaining, tell me. Because as cool as it would be to be able to read minds, I can't. Sad day. So, yeah, I like watching other streamers talk about guns and gun stuff. So I was like, hey, I stream. I can do that too. So I'm trying it. If you liked it, I might be doing it more. So, yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna be ending stream for today. A little bit shorter, I know, but it is what it is. I need sleep because I am absolutely just exhausted. So let us see who there is to raid. There's no one else with the firearms tag. Let's see. Let's see who am I following who just who appreciates guns. Since we were just doing a guns just chatting stream. You know, we're gonna raid Leaflet. Leaflet likes guns. Leaflet talks about guns. Sometimes, not like super often, but she definitely does. She also is the only VTuber I know who has a holster as VTuber merch, which based, honestly. I kind of want one, but it doesn't come patterned for any guns that I would need a holster for, unfortunately. But yeah, if you want a VTuber holster, Leaflet, she has them. Oh, my hiccups are coming back. So, we are going to be rating Leaflet. So, thank you for stopping by. I will be back tomorrow. Today, technically, I guess. With PUBG is the plan at whatever time I said on the schedule, probably around then. At approximately 10 p.m. Central. Approximately. That's the goal. So, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for chatting, listening to my whatever my ramblings are. And yeah, I'll be back in about a day with some PUBG, probably some just chatting before that. You know, got stuff to talk about. So, yeah, I don't have anything else. So, thanks for stopping by. I will see y'all later. I'm going to bed, so good night. Bye. Oh wait. Oh no. Can I spell? There's a raid message. If you don't have it, there's a redeem to unlock the emotes. You'd have to be fast, but it's there.